seems so familiar. Like a story.
It's not a story, Harry. It's fact.
Like a dream I once had.
What happens in your dream, Harry?
The narrative of the piece is to do with a man who is sort of moving between a real world and a fictional, fantastical world that he's experiencing as a kind of delusion because he's suffering from mental health problems. He's in a psychiatric hospital.
He's a scientist who writes. He's trying, through mathematics, he's trying to write the future. He's gone into this world and he's drawing it, and then that drawing comes alive. And then in his imagination, he's constructing the whole thing as a possible world that makes sense to him. But the trouble for him is, as he constructs, it becomes nonsensical. He's not in control of it.
We're interested in storytelling, particularly, and we've been drawn into this area through, I think, an interest in the way in which stories communicate emotionally, and a feeling that cinema and the moving image, for reasons which I don't fully understand, is much more effective at communicating emotional narratives than the theatre. And after Brecht, we were always continually reminded that what we were watching was a constructed fiction, even though what we were watching was made of real things. So there would be a real person and a real chair, but we were continually reminded that this was fiction. We have become too sophisticated as readers of any art form to be seduced by straightforward representation.
Now give me out and do me a favor. You're not gonna fucking fire!
How do we make audiences respond emotionally to fictional worlds in live performance? I mean, it happens in film, it happens in cartoon films. So we began playing with different approaches to using cinematic techniques on stage, with framing.
It's just below the hospital's lower windows. It's lovely, isn't it?
Stop looking.
Why's that?
Too many other things in my mind, Harry.
What I think we're trying to do is use theatre or performance to represent a representation of real life. So for instance, in Kellerman, what we're really referring to is a graphic novel of a story that kind of happens in a fictional real space.
我觉得这是看了一个很令人惊艳的表演，对整个舞台设计跟影像的那个结合，都让人觉得印象深刻，好像在看一个会动的漫画一样。对，然后我最印象深刻的就是其中那个主角，就是陷入一个幻想世界里面，然后他就抓住舞台中央，然后整个视觉效果是从，就是好像整个观众都被卷入一样，对，然后中间有很多视角切换，很有电影感。就会让他很惊讶，说哇，原来剧场可以做的跟电影这么的分不清楚。对。
got something for you. I'm doing it for you, Harry. Just like you told me.
Écoute,